It's time to finish this year strong and start next year even stronger. Hey, boss, it's LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. We are officially on part two of this power pop up that I've created for you. So we can talk about building your best business, especially when it comes to building with my favorite keywords: clarity, confidence, strategy, and did I mention intention? That's important too. So let's jump into this part two of our session today. What I'm going to do is mosey on over to our webinar workshop doc that I've put together, and I'll be sure to include the official completed document inside of our replays page, which I have posted as part of the 1K Weekend Warriors community. We'll talk about that in just a second. First, let's dive into the agenda. But one second. So as you know, to help you grow, this is all about how you finish this year strong and start the next year even stronger, especially when it comes to getting unstuck in your business so your success can stick. This being part two, I have several things to share with you. First, a couple of resources. One, I've put together a community. It's called the 1K Weekend Warriors, a community for us to strategically work on scaling your business $1,000 in sales at a time. And so if you find that you're trying to work on building your best digital product business the right way, I highly recommend you join us there, number one. Number two, Sister Sense Solutions, several resources that I've put together for you. You can find that at sistersense.com/mysolutions. And then number three, AI Mastery. Those of you who are looking to work on building your AI skills within the next few months, definitely consider working one-on-one with me so that I can share with you things that you can do when it comes to all things AI, creating sales pages, digital products, AI clones, you name it, we can walk through it together, one-on-one, you and me, strategically. Now, with that being said, just to kind of give you a sense of what we talked about in our first part of this conversation, number one, I shared with you 3 challenges. I'm not going to go into a whole thing. I'm just going to do like a quick recap. One of the challenges was to work on the perfect $100 offer. Build with balance. If you're trying to build digital products, create a $100 offer that you can scale 10 sales at a time. 10 sales, that's $1,000. And whether you have one or you work on creating one within the community, building that is, to me, one of the things that you should make a priority. Okay? So in this conversation, we also talked about 100 days of doing. What are you going to do for the next 100 days? What are your top priority tasks? I recommend identifying at least 3 things you want to strategically work on over the course of the next 100 days. Putting together, creating, or tweaking a $100 offer that you can sell consistently should be a priority. Last of the 3 challenges was post Black Friday, right? A lot of entrepreneurs, Black Friday is the holy grail. They either love it or they hate it. They missed it, or they felt like they didn't know what to do about it. And guess what? Once it's done, it's back to the same old, same old. What I created was a post-Black Friday 90-day action plan so that you realize and you are aware of the other seasonal, and you can even create your own signature seasonal campaigns to proactively promote in the next 90 days. So these are 3 check-in challenges that I shared in our first session so that you can really intentionally think about how to work on your profits, your progress, and your promotions. Okay? Those are 3 big P's that you need to think about when it comes to this idea of strength in your business, growth in your business, your profits, your promotions, and your progress. We're going to talk about your products today, okay? That's another big P, and we're going to get into that as part of part 2. Now, when we talked about post-Black Friday promotions, One of the things I said to you is literally this week is Cyber Week, right? Whether you did something on Cyber Monday or not, you have this opportunity to share cyber deals throughout the duration of this week. And guess what? Today is Thursday. You still have time, okay? We talked about the fact that there are other promotions happening in November, December, January, February that you need to be aware of. This week, past Tuesday was Giving Tuesday. As I mentioned before, you can create your own seasonal holiday offers. My mini-me is the one who just came in and interrupted me. His initials are CEO. Those are literally his initials. And every year I like to have a special CEO day. I also talked about how Amazon has Prime Day. Outside of major mainstream holidays or promotional campaigns, you can create your own seasonal offers, seasonal signature days. And then, of course, thinking about what you're going to do for Christmas, end of year, New Year, just to name a few. Again, this is a quick recap rundown for those of you. Hey, Sherry is back in the building. Hey, LaVon. Hey, Andrea. Those of you who were not here in our last session, just to kind of get you up to speed. And, of course, you can watch the replays, too. Now, AI is so integral in what I do. And there are just so many different AI tools out there that I wanted to share some of my favorites. So I went through some of my top AI tech tools. So I shared my tech stack number 1 and my business stack number 2. Again, you can definitely go through our previous replays to review those recommendations, why, and all the things. Now, just going to mosey on over to blank section here so that we can dive into our priorities for today, okay? First one being seasonal. So let's talk about the first thing that I want to share with you, which is your prepping your seasonal offers and bundles. Those of you who are here, have you put together any things that you sold in the last couple of weeks? Could have been Black Friday, could have been prior to Black Friday, or things that you're working on for the future. I would love to know, so definitely drop those into the chat box so that I can see. And as you're doing that, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I personally love to think about and put together when it comes to seasonal offers, bundles, promotions, okay? So the first one is what you see me doing right now, which is an event, right? So whether you are thinking about creating virtual or in-person events, what can you put together? Finish Strong, Start Stronger is something that I've done every year for several years now. And that's kind of like my final quarter, end of year thing. I have several things that I do final quarter, right? Then Fire Start Your Year is something that I do in January, both a virtual event and an in-person. And I do those every MLK weekend. So I think it's the 16th to the 18th. I've already got my suite booked here in North Carolina. Several ladies have already said, I'm coming out. I'll see you in January. And I was even talking to a client today, and I said to her, let me know if you're interested in coming out to, she's a part of my annual program. So I said, if you're interested, one of the perks of the annual program is, depending upon your level, being able to come out to either one or two of my in-person events. And so that's something that you need to be thinking about. Do you want to put together, or have you put together, some sort of an offer? And don't just think about it as a one-and-done situation for right now. It's literally something that you can do on an annual basis, right? And then also think about the fact that when it comes to your offers, you can do any of the following, okay? So we're going to talk about the following offer types: live, pre-recorded, replays. Okay, this being the end of the year, let's be clear. This is a perfect opportunity for you to take things that you have done, especially like if, let's say, you did a virtual summit, right, you did a webinar workshop, and bundle it and say, here, buy it, right? Here is 60% off my webinar workshop replays, number one. Another thing that you could potentially do is a live experience. Those are great because you have the opportunity, like I just mentioned, when I talked about virtual and in-person events, these are live things that I'm doing like today's training or things that are coming up, right? So I love to do these kind of pop-up style things on you or put them into the calendar and say, here, this is what's coming up this month. This is what's coming up next month, right? So yes, live, but pre-recorded is another thing. Literally, whether it just be you or maybe you do like a few interviews, you can pre-record content, package that, and offer that to your audience. So when you think about these seasonal offers, again, keep in mind it's not just something that you one and done. You can repeat these at multiple times, and also consider the fact that you can not just create new things, but make the most of the things that you've created throughout this year, okay, as far as your content is concerned. And like I mentioned before, definitely drop in here. Let me know what kind of offers you have been thinking about building, or any of these light bulbs come up for you. You can feel free to share that with me too. Especially those of you who are on the replay side, definitely feel free to send me an email, voice message, post in the community, or pop a comment into the chat, right? There's always an opportunity to check in with me. Let me know what you're gaining and or any questions, ideas, ahas are coming up for you. So next thing that I really want you to lean into when it comes to creating seasonal offers are themed bundles, okay? Themes bundles. So there are two types of bundles that are very popular, right? And I'm going to just put here your stuff, their stuff. Okay, so let's talk about it. Thinking about for yourself, if you have things that you've created that you want to bundle, package, and share to your audience. So, for example, one of the things that I've been working on with clients this year is what I call the premium PDF offer. And premium for me are evergreen digital products that are over $1,000. At the very least, $300 to $500 a digital product bundle, okay? And you can put together and bundle your best content and share that with your audience. Now, theme specific, my first one of these was my Black Business Starter Kit that I built like, I don't know, 15 years ago. I took like all my digital stuff and I said, you know what, let me put that into a bundle for my audience. And I've done different versions of this. A few years later, I did the Ultimate Girl Boss Bundle. Again, just me kind of taking the best of the digital products that I've produced, putting it into something and saying, here, grab that, right? My new bundle that I've been doing for the last couple of years is called the Everything Bundle, and I basically take the best of what I've built that year and put it into a bundle and give it to my audience. Again, that at least $1,000 value is what I lean into. Now, as I'm sharing this with you, literally today I had a call with one of the ladies in my current year annual program in my accelerator, and we were looking at her premium PDF bundle that I've been building with the ladies and just kind of looking at tweaks and adjustments and things. So let me see if I can pull it up on the screen because I just wrapped up our call together. And this is Afi. She is so amazing, currently working on her Inner Light Virtual Wellness Sanctuary. And if I can find the original version of the premium PDF, I will show that to you all. But essentially, I created this beautiful document that I'm helping my clients customize with their content, and we've been working on that, different clients throughout the year. So what we've been doing in here is putting her digital planners, her digital journals that she has put together, her guides, We did several things with AI over the years, right? And one of the things I did about 2-3 years ago was I started showing clients how to create artwork and create illustrations using platforms like Canva and Midjourney. And Afi was already an amazing artist, but she kind of ran with it and created so many beautiful images that you can see here, right? And these she created in Canva AI, believe it or not. And then we were doing journals and planners, and she was just, I don't know, just supercharged. So bundling all of that content, we've got 6 key sections here of different kinds of things that she's created. Her prayer journals, her Creatrix journals, her Inner Light series, her Daily Talk series, and then basically creating content for her audience. Now, I have a ton of different templates. Those of you who are in the annual program, you know, you get access to all my templates. You just need to say, I need ... and I'm like, here. Here it is. I've created it. But I can show you some of the sections that we've been working on. She's got different style journals. The digital journals people can print, or a lot of people love digital planners, and they can write in them via their tablets. So these are just kind of some of the sections that are in here. As you can see, she's got so many different beautiful designs. Her Daily Life Talks is an inspirational series. She's got daily messages throughout that particular journal. And these are just kind of showing you the different ones that she has. Everybody's project is very different. Some people are in spaces where they're helping people with their health. Some people are working on self-care. Some people are focused on career development, finances. So it's definitely a range of projects that I've been working on with clients this year as part of the Accelerator experience. We also did a ton of coloring books. So she's got quite a few of her coloring books in here as well. And so it's just a good visual when I talk about bundles, right, and coming up with her theme. And her theme is her wellness sanctuary. Art is definitely a big part of healing for her personally, and being able to create resources for clients around that. That's beautiful. I know, right? So pretty. Being able to create resources around that is, you know, what we're leaning towards. And one of the things that I loved about creating these premium PDFs with clients is that it's been an experience. It's been several months of checking in, doing calls, them working on content, saying, okay, LaShonda, this section is done, this is done, and just kind of creating the grace and the space and the time to kind of work through these things, because trust me, it's not a one and done situation. And when you want to create premium, you definitely want the quality, the look, and the feel that goes behind it, and the time, right? You don't want to create, you know, something that you never finish, but you do want to give yourself the time to kind of build it and make it its best, right? As I like to always tell you guys, get better at building better. So themed bundles of your stuff, number one, their stuff, number two. You may or may not be familiar with this, and those of you who are here live, you can let me know. Many people create bundles where they go to different people and they say, hey, can you include something in my bundled offer? And it could be a training, it could something, some sort of worksheet, a book, something, a tool, and then they create like a mega bundle and they offer it to people. Oftentimes they will offer it for a limited time for free, or a VIP version of it for profit, and then it gives an opportunity for them to create a really big value-packed bundle for other people in their audience. It gives people an opportunity to be a part of a bundle. I didn't do any bundles this year because I was just really focused on, as you can see, private client projects and my own projects. And bundles take me a little bit of time. I did like 3 of them the year before last. And man, when I talk about getting hundreds of people on your list, like really quickly, I'm even toying with the idea of doing my own other people's stuff bundle, and kind of prepping it and possibly doing one next year. But that's something to consider. I don't know if you guys have ever, either as a consumer, participated in grabbing one of those bundles with a bunch of different contributors or created one. But those are some types of bundles that you may want to consider. I see you guys coming on in here. Awesome. Hey, Faye. Hi, Inger. Welcome back. These are just a few of the seasonal offer recommendations that I'm going to share with you. I've got 2 more, okay? Now, does this mean this is the end-all, be-all? Absolutely not. Certainly more that you can do, but these are, to me, some of the ones that, especially if you're looking for urgency, like you're like, I got a lot on my plate, being able to either get people to contribute content or make the most of what you already have, being able to create a virtual event or in-person event, package it and sell it, but it's going to be coming up in the future, right? These are things that can work with your time. So these are time-friendly packages, right? Or cash infusion. Some of you may go, look, I need money like yesterday, okay? So being able to create something now that you can sell and deliver later, these are some things that really, really work well with that, right? And here are the last 2 that I'm going to share with you. And these 2 in particular are my absolute favorites, starting with signature programs. Okay, so let's talk about signature programs, and 3, 6, let me do this, 4 to 6 weeks, then looking at 90 days versus 12 months, okay? So some of you may or may not know I have an annual program. For the last couple of years, it has been called my SistaSense Insider Circle. Going into the next year, it's called the Tiny to Titan Academy. I used to really focus on my Digital Business Academy, but I'm kind of reframing it as Tiny to Titan because I'm really leaning into creating digital products in minutes and not months using AI and creating tiny tools, digital products that you create with AI, and Titan tools. Again, Titan is when you're creating offers that are 1,000 plus, and tiny Titans are like in the $300 to $500 range, okay? But that's something to think about. Maybe you want to, and this is a great time for you to think about and launch, right, your own programs. Do you have to do a full annual 12 months? Absolutely not. If it's not something that you've done before, then you may not want to commit to something that long. Maybe you want to test something smaller. My first program that I did was it was like a 4 to 6 week program, and this was the first time. You know, it's funny because my school community is called 1K Weekend Warriors, right? And this was the first time I made $1,000 in sales from an offer because I was doing so many low ticket offers, right? This was my first $1,000 program, and I basically said, hey, sign up, and for, I can't remember if it was 4 or 6 weeks, but I think it was 6 weeks. But again, this was like over 10 years ago, so my memory is not so great at this point. But I was like, listen, we're going to talk about building your business and your online presence. You're going to get one call with me before the program starts. You're going to get one call with me after the program starts. And then for 6 weeks, every week, I'm going to work with you and a group of women virtually. And 10 women signed up, $1,000. I was on cloud 9, okay? And this is the girl who was selling $7 and $27 ebooks. So a $1,000 launch for me at that time was huge. Like, I think I told y'all the first time I got $1,000 for a website, and I was so happy, like I ran around my futon because I was, you know, when you're in your 20s and a futon is the most expensive couch that you can afford. Yeah, that's what I had. So I was running around that little Walmart futon because I was so excited for the $1,000. But that's something to consider as well, right? If you want to create some sort of a signature program. If you've not done it before, you may not want to commit to 12 months and then 2 months in, you're burnt out, or you're like, this is not what I want to do for the year, right? Trying something smaller. My program, I've been doing it for several years, So 12 months, I'm locked in. Baby, that's the win for me. And those of you who are not in the program and you're interested, definitely check in. There are 3 levels to my academy: Focus, Elevate, and Accelerate. At the Accelerate and Elevate level, you're working with me privately. We're doing calls. I'm helping put content to you, helping you put content together, like my client Afi. I'm building out that premium PDF for her based on the things that we've been working on over the course of several months. And going into the Tiny to Titan Academy, we are building AI products. So we're building different digital products using Canva AI and other AI-related platforms. Now, the last of these, when it comes to prepping for your seasonal offers, and this one is a new one for me as far as platform, but not strategy, and it is creating your own community, right? So I'm going to say branded community space, okay? Now, I have used many a platform. I'm going to just give y'all a couple of them. So I started off on Ning, okay? My first Ning network, Black Businesswomen Online, grew to almost 10,000 members. I had Black Writers Connect, Black Moms Club. When Ning was in its heyday, baby, that was my platform, right? I have helped clients build on another popular platform, Mighty Networks. Helped several of my clients build networks on that one in particular. I never personally built on Mighty Networks for myself, but I've helped clients build on that one. I have used, or rather, I have been a part of communities on the Circle platform, which is another one that's very popular. Right now, I am building my Weekend Warriors workshop, my Weekend Warriors community, 1K Weekend Warriors, on the School platform for many reasons. And I will, depending upon time, either talk about School today or do a follow-up session on that particular platform and why I'm leaning into it. But creating your own community, baby, it's the win for me. Like, outside of this, now, honorable mention, let's do honorable mention, because they're for other things, but many people create Facebook groups, number one, and or WhatsApp. There are a lot of WhatsApp communities. And again, there are other ones, but those are just a few honorable mentions in the mix, okay? But School is the win for me right now. And I am working towards my first 100 members, number one, and also having levels of the community, number two. So you can have tiers. My community has a free level and then an upgraded premium level, which is $15 a month or $100 for the year. That will be going up because my goal is to get that to where I'm charging an annual fee of $297 a year and raising the monthly fee to balance out that. But right now, intro, it's $15 for founding members, $15 a month, or $100 for the year. That's my School community, right? That's different from my academy. My academy is $100 a month, $1,000 for the year at the Focus level. It is $6,000 a year at Accelerate and $12,000 at Elevate. Those are working with me, going to in-person events, me done for you, me creating things for you. There's a lot more that goes into Accelerate and Elevate. And what I like to do is give people limited time, reduced rate opportunities to work with me and get into that community. But those are the main price points for that. So having the program, which is the academy, versus having a community, and those are different things, right? Having a community where you can put content into it, discussions, courses, resources, etc., and people kind of work together, versus having some sort of a program, coaching, training, whatever you're putting into it, and then creating a space for people to go through it over a series of weeks and or months. That is slightly different experience, okay? But these are offers that I want you to think about when you're thinking about things that you're doing this year, how you want to end this year, and or how you want to start next year. Any thoughts so far? Any ahas that are coming up for you? Definitely feel free to pop those into the chat for me. And if you're working on something just that might be completely different from what's here, out of curiosity, definitely feel free to share. Okay? Now, as I'm talking about seasonal offers and bundles, the next thing that I want to do is to be able to work on your revenue roadmap. Okay? So I'm going to keep leaning on, like I said, I'm going to put these inside of our group, but let's do a revenue roadmap. Okay? Now, inside of the school, let's go to the school. So this is 1K Weekend Warriors, and in the community, I have posted the replays, right? I did post the Stuck in Your Business. This was replay number 1 for Finish Strong, and then I'll put up replay number 2. I'll probably add it to this one, so I don't need to create a new one. If I go into the, what is this called? The classroom. The classroom is where you can put courses, you can put resources, lots of different things. For those of you who have access to the premium portal, the prep portal has free resources. So if you have the free level, you can get into the prep portal as soon as you hit level 2. Got to work for it. I love that you have to like work for things, but it's not terribly hard. It really it takes 5 points. Once you get 5 points, you go from level 1 to level 2, right? How do you get 5 points? Well, you create content, you write posts, you leave comments. People like your stuff. I like your stuff. You get 5 likes, you up level. It's engagement, right? Proactively be a part of the community and you get rewarded. So the prep portal has a ton of cool things in there for you when it comes to working on your business. And then there's the premium portal. So I mentioned the premium portal because inside the premium portal, inside the starter kit, you have cash flow clarity. But you actually, if you go to cash flow clarity, you have it in here, and you can click the link and open that document, okay? I'm going to go through cash flow clarity because I wanted to do it last time and I did it. But this is going to help you when it comes to your revenue roadmap, okay? I made a copy of it so that I would not edit y'all's original copy, but let's talk about the revenue roadmap and some things that I need you to work on, okay? Now, the first thing that I want you to think about is your goals, right? What are your goals when it comes to your business? When it comes to your annual, there's a reach goal, a middle goal, and a base goal. And there are some default numbers in here, but you can certainly adjust these accordingly. One of the things that I'm excited about doing this year in my academy is what I'm calling the 7-figure cohort, and talking to ladies in the academy specifically about my millionaire year. So the goal is working towards 1 million in 12 months and strategically creating the systems and products and funnels around that, and exclusively sharing that with the ladies inside of the academy at the Elevate and Accelerate level. Now, let's say, for example, I'm looking at, okay, this is the reach goal, right? Right now, it says 100,000, okay? That's just the default that's in here. But let's add on some zeros, a maybe, right? Work on that strategically, right? So then now it's showing me, okay, if this is your goal, this is what you need to make quarterly, monthly, weekly, to be able to hit that goal strategically, right? And so these are the kind of things that you want to do when it comes to working on your business, right? Now, I think I accidentally put in 100 million because that's not that's not what I wanted. But let me work on this real quick. Um, okay, there we go. Um, and so being able to, did I put in an extra zero? I think I did. See, because I know that the numbers are not looking right for me. It's like, no, that's not the right number either. Um, there we go. I added too many zeros. This is what it would look like daily, weekly, quarterly, annually to hit that for the entirety of a year, right? So let's say I say, okay, well, that's the reach goal. Let's say did I put in enough zeros? Yes. Let's say 500,000 is the middle goal, and then let's say 250,000 is the base goal. Now, this is the season I am going into. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that needs to be your season too, okay? This is you identifying the revenue goal that makes sense to you. You can do these however you want. However, the document that I've put together, the cost calculator, the space is already in here for you to be able to go through these things, right? And then there's space for you to think about not just annually um, a specific number that you want to make, but also the different type of offers that you want to sell. So let's talk about the acronyms that I have here because you may or may not be familiar with how I break down the different types of offers that I sell. HPP, high price point, things that are several hundred, if not over thousands plus, right? LPP, low price point, PIP, passive income products, things that are like subscriptions, monthly recurring revenue, OPP, other people's offers, affiliate related, and then POD, print on demand. So when I'm doing digital self-publishing content, physical products, and if you have physical, it could be in different ways. All of my physical is print on demand because I don't have the bandwidth to manually ship out anything. So, depending upon the kind of offers you have, that's just another way for you to look at your numbers, okay? So I want to be able to go through these different types of revenue roadmap conversations with you. And the first one is for you to look at your, let's go here, number one, look at your revenue goals as far as your base, your middle, and your reach goals when it comes to your annual revenue versus your focus offers. Okay? So this is the first thing that I want you to think about. Some of you may have worked on these things before, or you may just need to sit down and revisit this conversation so that you can work on it going into the new year, right, from here. Now, the next thing that I have here is for you to think about your weekly sales goals. It's not enough to say, I want to make money today. Okay. It's like, I want to make some money today. How do I do that? You have to be intentional, right? No different than if you had a brick and mortar store, you have stuff on your shelves. You want people to buy the stuff on your shelves. You got to track your inventory and see what is got in the cash register at the end of the day, right? So this is the space to do that, where you're like, okay, listen, this week my goal is to sell offer A, B, C, D, and E, okay? And if you want to add more, fine. But you're in a space where, Oh, funny story. I'm only sharing this because I just looked at the dollar sign. And one of my clients, Donia, she's in the UK. And I didn't realize this until we did many a money session together, that I take for granted that all of my stuff has dollars on it, and she's in the UK, so it's pound. And so her keyboards say pound, mine don't. Obviously, it's a different, it's a different part of the world. So usually I'll be like, okay, you put in the pound now. You go put that in. But regardless of where you are and what your currency is, right, thinking about strategically at least, 1 to 5 things that you want to sell on any given week and how much those things are, right? So let's talk about what am I selling right now. I'm just going to put those numbers in there, and then just do I like 10 because 10 is a magic number. So I'm just going to magically put 10 for all of these. Um, right? And then you can just kind of see all the calculations. So I talked to you about the community, right? My school community, 1K Weekend Warriors, right? So let's do 1K Weekend Warriors. If there's a free level, but then there's the premium level, $15 a month versus $100 for the year, right? So let's just do the 15. Okay, 15, 10 people, that's $150, right? That's $150 in that sale for that week. If it's a recurring thing, so they're paying that every month, then that's an extra $150 a month compound, right? So the goal is you're going to keep working on getting more people into your community because that compounds and increases your MRR, your monthly recurring revenue, right? And the goal is to see if you can get your monthly recurring revenue to, an extra $1,000, $3,000, $5,000 in your business outside of your main business. So having some sort of program or community membership that is subscription-based does add on to your monthly sales, right? So then let's just put 1KWW again, because there are 2 ways to get premium. The other way is somebody going, you know what, it's discounted, obviously, if you pay for the year. Most times people will give you an annual that it gives you a discount because you're paying for more months in advance, right? And so the discount is about 44%, I think, paying 100 for the year versus 15 for the month, right? And the community is one thing versus my academy, which is another. So they work together, but they are separate in the sense that I'm using the community to then lead people into the academy, if that makes sense. Now, then let's say 10 people sign up at the $100 level, that's $1,000, right? Now, these people at 15 are paying 15 a month. These people at 100 are paying 1,000 a year, right? But guess what? Get 10 people in at $100 a month, that's you every month bringing in an extra $1,000, right? So this is how you kind of have to see it when you're positioning yourself and you're working on growing something. So the community is one example. Now, let's take a look at something else that I am offering. I have my Easy ebook generator, which helps people create ebooks, right? And it is currently on sale for $27, right? So 10 people buy that, it's $270. Now, here's the thing about the Easy ebook generator. It gives people a taste of building an interactive ebook, okay? Let me show you an example of when I say interactive ebook, what I mean. Or did I do 10? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here is ebook. It's a web page. It's a web. We call it web app because unlike mobile apps that you have to download and install, a web app you just send people the link and they can go to it, right? So I created this with AI. okay? So if somebody gets my easy ebook generator, that gives them one kind of, I call these tiny tools, these digital products that I'm creating with AI, right? One type of tiny tool. And then if they want to say, ooh, I want to do more tools, I want to do planners and calculators and games and all the things, I have 10 different types of tools that I can help them create. Then maybe they want to get the build kit. Now, the build kit is 100. So this is an opportunity for me to give people, I call it a TTO, a taste tester offer. $27, but I'm leading in them into the next thing, which is at that $100 level, right? So you're thinking about, you want to give free stuff away, right? So that those free lead magnets attract people to you, but you want to do more than just freebies, right? You want to do low ticket lead magnets, right? Practically free. They're just a couple of dollars. But those are entry point offers. Does that mean the $270 is going to break the bank? No, but a customer is a customer is a customer, right? And when you organically market and don't necessarily pay for a ton of ads, and in my case, I am primarily an organic marketer, converting customers, either getting them to buy again or getting them to the buy for the first time, is an opportunity for you to then introduce them to new things, right? So I mentioned to you all the last time that one of my clients in my annual program, Karen, I think like a year or so ago, she signed up, like she bought something from me for like 5 months, $5, right? And she invested into the, what level did she invest in? The momentum level of my annual program this year at 5,000, right? Turning a $5 customer into a $5,000 client is creating offers that people can over time invest in, reactivate, and then go through the value ladder experience. Remember value ladders, where you give them different offers at different phases, and they go through and purchase them and go up the ladder when it comes to working with you, right? So then let's say, for example, what else do I have that I'm offering right now? The Tiny Tools Build Kit. That is also $100, right? And then I am offering my AI mastery sessions, so one-on-one calls with me to help you work on AI building stuff with AI. So the smallest package of that is 2 calls, $497. And there you go, $497, 10 people, that's almost but not quite $5,000, and there's the total. So it's like, this gives you clarity around strategically what you want to sell and how many sales you want to make. That maybe you say, okay, ooh, I love these numbers, but let me work towards, let's say, okay, so this is reach, right? So you can take this whole thing and then say, here are my reach sales goals. Put the exact same things on this side and my base goals. Maybe you're like, reach is 10 all across the board, but at the base is the very bare minimum. So maybe you're like, okay, bare minimum, can I get 2 people to sign up to the mastery? Can I get 5 people to buy my toolkit? Can I get 2 people at 15, 2 people at 100? Again, if you are someone who you're paying for ads, right, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, obviously your numbers are going to be bigger, number one. Or number two, if you are not just paying for ads, but maybe you are doing some sort of joint partnerships, or you have channels where people are funneling to you, okay? But if that, or you have a substantial email list, something along those lines. If not, you have to be in a place where you realistically are giving yourself numbers that work for you, where you're in a position to say, okay, based on the size of my community, the size of my social media following, my email list, based on the campaigns and the marketing strategies I'm going to do this week or for the next 4 weeks, these are my reach numbers and these are my base numbers. And I always create a space where whether you are working on 4 figures, 5 figures, or 6 figures or beyond, you can create practical numbers for yourself, because everything that you do can generate revenue that works for you. Even if it's a low ticket, could be a low ticket that becomes recurring revenue. It could be a low ticket that becomes an entry point offer that leads people from the $5 customer to the $5,000 client. Could be something that is going to help you bring in 4 or 5 figures within that month. Every offer at every price point serves a purpose. So the next thing that you want to think about, especially when it comes to this particular resource, is being resourceful around being strategic. What are your weekly sales goals, right? Your base versus reach, your focus offers, your sales, your projected sales numbers. Okay, so there are a few of these that I want to show you, but this is not show. This is not just for show, right? I do see some of my ladies in the circle who have access to premium, and those of you who do, so I see Levon is in the virtual building. Levon is in the academy. All you have to do is, when you're here in Weekend Warriors, go to the premium portal and you'll see your starter kit, and you'll also see everything else. You just kind of go there and access the things that are in here available to you. And so this is literally, it's in here, it's waiting for y'all, right? And excuse me, I need some water. 1 second. And if you have questions about any of these things, feel free to let me know, okay? Now, I don't know if I'm going to go through all of these. Let me see which ones I'm going to go through with you. There's the launch plan versus your assets. All of these are really important, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'll just try and see. I'm going to try and go through them relatively quickly. But you got the gist of the last one, so I won't necessarily go through editing the mock-ups. But that one is for week-by-week assessments, calculating your goals week by week. This one is for launching, okay? And so this may be you strategically saying, I'm going to create a launch campaign. It's funny, I just talked about Levon, right? And for a couple of months, Levon focused on launching her book, her new book, From Weary to Well. And she took about 60 days, I want to say somewhere between 60 to 90 days, to just kind of strategically share and focus on that particular offer, right? So it's slightly different from the weekly sales one, because it may take you longer and you're not thinking about like all the things. You're really thinking about that one focused offer that you're trying to sell, right? Now, there are a couple of things that you're going to find here on the product launch page. All of these are really focused on your base and your reach goals, right? Because I want you to have balance, and I want you to be able to shoot for the stars and see those sales goals. And I also want you to be able to have realistic goals and find a happy middle median between the two. Now, here are some drop downs, right? The offer name. So this is where you would put the name of the offer, and then you would identify, is it a digital product, physical product, service, membership, coaching, event. Then here's another drop down. Is it, now, these, I'm tongue-tied. I have something called the Cash Flow Clarity Kit, okay? It has 12 sheets in it. This is, I want to say, 5 of the 12 that are in the full kit, Okay, so some of you may have some of these sheets for other projects that we've worked on. I've not released all 12 in one felt swoop. I've been giving people, depending upon what we're working on, certain sheets. But those of you who are in the premium level of the Weekend Warriors or in my academy, this one will give you these. Okay, now I mentioned that because these go along with trainings that I do. So when I talk to clients, one of the things I talk about is certain types of offers that you should definitely have in your business. Start here offers are entry point. If somebody's just getting started in the area of expertise that you're in, what would be a good start here for a beginner, right? Then continuity, those are subscription based. Call me, that's consulting, coaching, getting on the phone, direct access to you. Bundle offers, self-explanatory, 3, 4, 5+ items in a bundle. Premium offers, high ticket, affiliate offer, something that you're selling but you didn't create it, it's somebody else's. You sell it, you make a commission. Okay, those are some things to consider. Now, I've put several things in here. This is a game changer because a lot of what I teach is literally just packed in here for you. Good, better, best, upsell A, upsell B. What does that mean? That means the following. Let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to give you this offer, and if you buy it, a good version of it is you get XYZ for $7. But if you really want more than that, get this version for $27. And if you really want the best of the best, get this for X dollars. Let me give you an example of that. I said I wasn't going to do this, but examples are great. So my tiny tools, right? I have a starter kit. I have a build kit. I have a scale kit. I have a launch kit. Let's talk about it. Starter kit is $10. Build kit is $100. The scale kit is $1,000. The order bump is $50. So someone can get what's in my starter kit for $10, or they can get the build kit for $100. Now, when they get the build kit, I keep adding extra zeros. I try, type too fast. Okay, there we go. And then I screwed up something just a while ago. What did I do here on the launch kit? Okay, so let's say somebody gets the build kit, right? When they go to check out, it's like, hey, if you're going to build, you might as well get the launch kit too. Extra $50. It's an upsell order bump. They add that into the cart, so as opposed to paying $100, they pay $150. Okay. Now I don't have an upsell B, so I'm just going to scratch that. And then you're looking at, well, how many people do I want to just get the lowest level or the next version? Because these are just versions of the same thing. The starter kit and the build kit are inside the scale kit, right? It's kind of like those nesting dolls, right? The biggest one has everything that's in the innards, right? And so what does that look like? Let me show you. Let me actually go over to my sales page. Slightly different. This is my tiny tools because I am going to be tweaking. I'm always tweaking my sales pages. I'm always tweaking my sales pages. Okay, so you see here, starter kit $10, build kit is $100. I removed the scale kit from this page, but that's $1,000. The launch kit, add that on. Now it went from $100 to $147, just to kind of show you visually what I'm talking about. So being able to give people options. Your main options could just be one option, or you can give them variations. Those are the GBBs, good, better, best variations of the main offer. Then if you want to add on some sort of an order bump, 1 or 2 order bumps, then you can add those on as well. I know you're going to ask me, what platform is this? This is Samcart. Outside of teaching you all how to sell on Samcart, oftentimes I will suggest using the Kit platform. You can add order bumps on Kit. It's not as sophisticated as Samcart, but there's a lot you can do with Kit to build your email list, create landing pages, send out emails, and also sell products. So it's an all-in-one solution, mainly for list building, but you can also use it for putting together sales pages as well, simple sales pages as well, just as a side note, okay? So when you're looking at this, then I also have, let's look at the numbers as far as your sticker price versus your sales price. So what does that mean? The sticker price, when you are selling your offer, right, there are different ways for you to think about it. This is what is the retail. This is what it's actually going to sell for. Versus, let's say you're like, okay, well, it's the season to give discounts. So right now I'm going to sell it for these numbers versus these numbers. Being able to separate them but also see them all at once is just freaking helpful. You know what I mean? So, because there are products that for a limited time, either your initial run of the marketing, you want to sell it for a reduced rate, but eventually you want to increase the rate, right? Being able to look at those price points does help. So when we come back to this list here, looking at your product launch goals, right? Again, base versus reach, good, better, best, bumps, and upsells, right? Those are things for you to consider. Everyone good? Are you good so far? Because again, this is I did a whole 12 weeks on your revenue roadmap, way more detailed than this. Those of you who are in my one-year program, either you participated in the training or you have access to the replays, right? It's funny because I said to you, scroll up real quick, right? I said to you, think about signature programs. Even though my main program is a 12-month, every quarter I do an accelerator. I do a 12-week accelerator every quarter. I just did 12 weeks of how to create a simple, sustainable digital products business. I also did how to do simple sales funnels. That was another 12-week. Another one I did this year was how to create your revenue roadmap. We also did 1K offers 12-week program. So, yeah, just thinking about the different types of things that you want to do. Me creating these signature offers on the schedule just keeps me, I don't want to say grounded, but it keeps me clear and structured as far as what I'm doing now versus next. And if you remember when we talked the last time, I gave you my STR framework. I said you got to think about the things you want to strip down to simplify your business, things that need to be streamlined processes-wise so they work better for you and your customers too, and structure. So you don't feel like you're disorganized and you're all over the place. Everything has a clear structure that you can stick to on a week-by-week, month-by-month, day-by-day, annual basis, all the things. So I'm going to do 6 versus 5 because you do have 6 tabbies in here. It doesn't want me to do the extra one. There we go. And then I'm going to have to delete one of these rows so that it can fix. All right. Okay. So let's keep it on. If y'all are good, just drop good. If you have questions, pause me. The New Yorker in me talks relatively quickly, right? Good? Awesome. Thank you. But if you do want to unmute or just drop into the chat or drop a comment if you're watching the replays, feel free to do so. Now, I'm going to go through all of these tabbies, and maybe we can do a co-working day where we sit down and work on the sheets together. Those of you who are up for that, definitely feel free to let me know. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do this one or that one, but I figured let's do all of them, okay? Now, this one is very great, very good. I feel like our president. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is great. Very good. Very good. You know how he talks. But one of the things that you need to take the time to do, especially those of you who feel like you're all over the place, is to create a list of your assets. This is just above and beyond so important because you can't keep all of it in your brain. And I'm sure many of you, especially if you are serial creators and you have a lot of stuff, you probably have lost track or lost memory of things that you have, but you don't remember. So this takes months. When I talk about joining my program, baby, it is because giving yourself the gift of a year is giving yourself time to get your ish together, to be clear, because this stuff takes time, right? This is going through your e-commerce websites, going through your jump drives, going through the cloud, your Dropbox, your Google, what's on this laptop versus that laptop versus this tablet. It takes time if you have stuff because naturally no one out of the gates organizes their stuff unless they're like super, super anal or they have somebody doing it for them. And so as a solopreneur, you really have to proactively put the time in to be able to assess what you have and put it together in a way that makes sense. So my clients who are working with me as part of my premium PDF project, this was a requirement, being able to put this together because I need their links to put into their premium offers, right? So, for example, I showed you guys just a while ago, this is one of the ladies in the program, Afi, and her premium PDF that I've been working on for her this year. Her offer is her Inner Light Virtual Wellness Journal, right? And all of these products took time to build and create, right? Some of these things Afi created the year before, right? Like the Daily Life Talks, she created the year before last, right? Pulling together the best of what you have and building things this year to put into it takes time, right? And then in the process of doing that, like all of these beautiful prayer journals that she created, all of these different inspirational journals, all of these are different cover graphics, different designs, all of this content. She has a lot of stuff. And then creating the document where she could link to all the things, right? I don't even want to show you. Donia is crazy because Donia has like hundreds of videos. And so I was like, okay, baby girl, we ain't going to be able to put all these videos in this document. So she created playlists. So like, one playlist may have like 20, 30 videos in it, and it was easier to just create a collection of different playlists than to create pages and pages of videos for people to click because that would have just been crazy. But everybody's different, right? But anyway, creating a digital assets page or a page where just your products, period, here it is. Now, this is where you put the name of the product, how much it costs, what kind of product it is. Is it low price point, high price point? Is it a passive income? Is it an affiliate product? Is it a no price point? That was what I call a freebie, a lead magnet, right? I don't know who's in the academy. If you're in the academy, just let me know. And or if you have premium, because like I said, if you go into the 1K Weekend Warriors community, you will see that your premium is unlocked. Those who are in my academy, I just automatically unlock your access to premium content because you're already in the academy. But like I said, the minute you sign up, you get access to this because for me, it's not just about creating you things that I say the feel good versus the real good, right? It feels good to create content. Those of you who like me, who love to create content, it's like, ooh, look so pretty, right? This goes beyond the feel good. The real good of organizing your ish, getting clear about what you're selling and where your money is coming from, honey. You need to do that, right? And so being able to organize the kind of offer this is, again, digital products type, right? Let me click that drop down. Digital, physical, service, experience, subscriptions. Is it licensing? Is it an information product? Is it consumable? I have clients who create things that are replenishable, right? Elizabeth is also in the academy. She creates self-care products, right? She's got like candles and creams and things that are handmade, goods that are replenishable or goods that are consumable. Liana is a client, but I am now her client. She has vitamins and things for health and hair and all the things. She's helping me kind of clean up my system. And being able to identify the kind of products you have. As I mentioned before, what kind of offer is this? An essential offer? Is it a starter offer, a continuity offer, a call me offer? Just getting really clear about that. And then, of course, these are the big ones, the sales page. You can't get paid if you don't have a sales page. So being able to say, this is where that product is and this is where people can buy it. You don't know how many times I talk to people and they're like, I'm like, is the product done? They're like, oh, yeah, it's done. I was like, okay, send me to the page. Let me see it. Oh, no, like it's almost ready to be put. It's like 90% done. And then when it's done, then I'm going to put the page. It's not done. Baby, if it's not 100% done and clickable and I can hit the buy now button and pay, baby, it's not done, right? So you need to be able to have your sales pages done and then be able to say, as far as availability is concerned, is it available, archived, coming soon, sold out, seasonal? These help you also because then you're in a position where you can say, I know that this is what I need to sell this quarter because I sell this every quarter. February, I sell Love on Your Business, right? April, I sell Spring into Action. I know what I sell during certain periods. And then, of course, gross sales, you being able to calculate and assess how many of that thing you have sold across the time period that you've been selling it, okay? So this right here is your assets, okay? So this is you working on your assets inventory list so that you can name, price, link, and track sales for each offer. That's going to be essential, okay? Now, let me ask you a question. Those of you who are here, any of these are things that you know you need to do? Any of these are like, oh, I need to work on my weekly sales goals. Oh, I need to work on my product launch goals. Oh, I need to sit down and work on my assets inventory. Any of these, or otherwise you're just like all of them. Every last damn one of them, right? Yep, exactly. So being able to identify which of these inventory, yes, that's a big one that you need to work on. Again, having this particular worksheet, number one, saves you a ton of time because the calculations are in there. I have lovingly, and I'm telling you, when I put my foot in this thing, I was like, I can't give anyone all 12. Even if they paid me, I can't give them all 12 sheets at once. And I'm not yet to give anyone any package. I've put together all 12 sheets of the complete cash flow clarity kit. At most, half of them. Like you get half of them. But it's definitely something worth having in your back pocket. And like I said, if you are in the Academy, great. If you want to learn about signing up to the Academy, privately check in, whether it be at the Focus, Elevate, or Accelerate level. But outside of that, for as little as $15 a month, $100 for the year, you can join us inside of the community, if not the Academy, to be able to unlock this right here. Now, 2 more sheets and 2 more really awesome focus points. There's some really good ones that I wanted to add in here, but I was like, it's too much. I got to max out at 6. I got to max out. This one is a good, like, there's another one. I'm not going to mention it, like, specifically what it is, but there's another one that I really wanted to add in here, but I had to max out at 6. But okay. This is one of my favorites. Why? Because a big part of the Academy is working on your bundled offers, whether it be premium offers or the perfect $100 offer is something that we are working on in the Weekend Warriors school community, right? So both in the community and the Academy, it's the BBBs, big, beautiful bundles, please, right? And so this sheet helps you really quantify your bundle. I remember working with one of the ladies, and she was like, okay, LaShonda, I created this thing, and I'm going to price it this. Because a lot of times the natural inclination is, well, I see other people pricing this number, so let me just do that number too. but does that number benefit you or the people you wish to serve? I literally sat down for 3 hours going through one of my clients' bundles with a fine-tooth comb, me and ChatGPT, and then I put together this 3-hour webinar. She was like, OMG, I'm going to have to watch this in parts. I did like a co-coaching session and put all of her stuff together. But she had created multiple bundles for her program and really was not clear on any of it, right? And again, a lot of times it's just kind of like the feeling of maybe I should price it at this because it seems like this is a common price or this price might be appealing to people, but you don't know if you're really shooting yourself in the foot or what, right? Now, there are other things you can do, but one of the first things you can do is just itemize what's going to go into the bundle. So being able to name all the items in it and also being able to say what type of things you're putting into it, challenge, workbook, summit, program, ebook, audio, video, what have you. And then thinking about your offer type in other ways. When I say core offer, meaning it's essential to this bundle. A bonus is just that. You're adding it on as, ooh, get it because you're also going to get this thing. Now, there are different types of bonuses. Fast action bonus, only available for X amount of hours, days, the first 10, 15, 20, 50 people. Surprise bonuses, they're in there, but they don't know until they get it. Exclusive bonus, nobody else gets this. It's only here. You're not going to find it anywhere else. So there are different types of bonuses that you can add versus the core offer. And again, as you can tell, I have a combination of different skills. Like I help people create products. I help them create web pages, but I help sell as well. Like I've really spent a lot of years working on digital marketing and what makes sense. I know that there are different types of offers. I know that there are different types of bonuses. I know that there are different types of virtual experiences. And I try to put all of this in here for you because you need to know this too, but you don't need to spend 20 years learning it like me. Okay? So, for example, you could call this a bundle, right? But when you put together a collection, those of you who are here, out of curiosity, other than calling it a bundle, can you give me another name for a bundle? Now, collection is one. You could definitely call it a collection. And see, it says collection name here, and you could I put Ultimate Boss Bundle, right? But another name for a bundle, experience. Absolutely. You could call it an experience. You could call it a bundle. You could call it a collection. There are different things that you can call it. That's where this one, journey. Yeah, you could call it a journey. I'm going to take you through a guided journey, and with that, you get XYZ things, right? Look at this Dropbox. Okay, let's see. We got Academy, Accelerator, Bundle, Collection, Hub, Library, Kit, Portal, Program, Series, and the list goes on because you can see there's more here. It gives you a collection of names so that you can figure out how you want to brand this thing. Yes, you can call it a bundle. You can call it a kit. You can call it a journey, an experience. Great ideas, by the way. Thanks for dropping those in there. It is up to you. And then, of course, what you can also do is put the value versus the price. There's a difference. You may say, listen, this thing is worth $500, but I'm going to give it to you for $100. So the retail value, and there are many times on sales pages you want people to see. This is, if I were to sell you all of these things at the value, this is how much you would pay. But I'm going to sell it to you for this today, right? So you can see here, value $5,000, price $1,000. Okay, so there you go. This is, and you can do multiple ones of these types. Okay, so this is your bundle clarity here. Okay, so when you think about your bundles, bundle, or as I like to say, build your bundles, right? So you can think about your branding, the included items, the price versus value, right? These are just a few things that you can consider. Offer types. Now, there are different types of bundles you can create. I go on Etsy and people create bundles and be like, I'm going to give you all of this for $7, right? So you can create a low ticket bundle. You can create a high ticket bundle. You can create a gifted bundle. So my everything bundle, for the first couple of years, I sold it for $1,000. It was my end of year everything, $1,000. Here you go. And then I said, you know what? Because I am doing my program at the time, the Insider Circle program at 1,000. So you know what? I'm going to do a BOGO. Join the program at 1,000. Automatically get everything in the everything bundle. Buy that, buy one, get one, right? And so it's kind of up to you what you do. But thinking about the fact that I said to you, create a perfect $100 offer. There are different types of bundles you maybe want to create. An irresistible low ticket bundle, a middle ticket bundle at the $100 level, a high ticket premium bundle, an exclusive bonus bundle. Baby, those are just a few, okay, that might work for you, okay? Last sheet in here. I don't know if I'm going to get through all the stuff that I wanted to share with you. I know I said that the last time. And the last time I did Fire and Focus 2 days ago, I was like, I'm going to have to do a part 2. I'm going to have to do a part 3. Do you want me to stop after this one or keep going? If you want to hang out with me for one more session, I'll do one more after this one. But we've been doing this for about 90 minutes, so I might wrap up after this one. But let me know. You can just say keep going if you want me to do one more. So the next thing that I want you to think about, and the last sheet that is in here, baby, this is the game changer for me. This is the keep going. Okay, all right. If you down, I'm down. As long as I see it keep going. KG, you got me. I got you. I'll keep going. So the last page here is the Commit Challenge 100 Days of Doing. And literally there are 100 fields in here, okay? Why? Because I want you to be able to say, okay, today is 12/4/2025. It automatically will change all the dates depending upon the first date. This thing starts when you start, okay? And all you got to do, baby, is one thing a day. Now, if you want to feel like you want to stretch your muscles and do 2 or 3, okay, fine. But just make note of what you did, right? Or say, you know what, in the next 5 days, I'm going to do this, and the third, right? And then you come here and you just check them off. And as you check them off, things get completed. Now, let's say you go, okay, this weekend I'm doing my build-a-thon, right? So I could go, now I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to change some things. And I'm going to say my AI, hopefully you guys can hang out with me this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. EST, I'm doing another AI Profits 2-day build-a-thon. Day 1. Okay. And that's on the 6th, and then I'm going to do day 2 on the 7th. Okay, and you see now it went from 3 to 4, but it says 0 because in order for it to complete, you got to complete some things. Let's say I say, let me launch my seasonal offer and share new video series. I'm just writing some random stuff, but just to show you that everything is being tracked here so that you can see that now it's going to eventually to show 50 items, 100 items as you go through it. The best place to start is to start, and the only way to get to where you want to get to is just to strategically do something. One of my favorite quotes is, do something today that your future self will thank you for, right? You don't have to do all the things, just one thing. And that's what this is going to help you do. So when it comes to the next 100 days, right, so your do something challenge. I said to you, I want you to identify your top 3 priority tasks, weekly projects, and also think about the perfect $100 offer project that I shared with you as well, right? Just little things that are going to help you move the needle as you go through the things that you are trying to do to make your business better, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something that I shared with my clients today, okay? I haven't uploaded these, by the way, so this is this is something that, as far as my do something every day, I've been working on several things. So I always tell you guys, when I am introduced to new programs, new projects, I work on them for several months and then I share them with you all. At this now, the ending of the year, I'm AI heavy. These are things that I've been was working on January, February, March, but I was like, I can't really show them to you until I feel like I've gotten to a place where it makes sense to be able to say this tool is great, this strategy is great, because I've tested it, right? So some of these things I was working on at the end of last year, some of these things I was working on at the beginning of this year. But long story long, I'm going to show you some videos, and you guys can tell me what you think. Quick power pause. Okay, so here is a video.
If I was focused on making some new money in the new year, to be clear, these are 3 profit projects that I would do. Number 1, when it comes to revenue, your message. Creating moving messages that are going to really get people's attention. And one really smart way to do.
Okay, pausing that. So this is an actual video of me, right? I did this video back in January. As you know, I do in-person events here in North Carolina. So I was, how many times was I at the Hilton this year? I did one in October. I was there in May-ish, somewhere between April, May, and then I was there in January as well. So anyway, I said that to say, this is a video from them, okay? Let me show you another video.
Videos, that is the goal. 100 videos, that is the goal. I am actually wrapping up 4 days at this beautiful hotel hosting my Fire Start Your Year workshop with the ladies. I figured I'm going to challenge myself to do 100 videos in one day, okay? So I'm documenting the process.
Okay, so that was 2 years ago. My hair doesn't look as nice now. But when I talk about structure and streamlining, I rinse and repeat. I like the hotel that I do my events at. I try to do at least 1 or 2 a year. I live in Greenville, so the Hilton Greenville, that's where I do my thing. And this was 2 years ago. Now, I miss getting my mom, actually, because I don't know how to dye my hair. So my mom dyed my hair, and I had like a little bit of purple in there, and I had some highlights of blue. I need to have her do that again. So, but those are 2 videos. One was from 2 years ago. One was from just January, okay? Just to put it into context. Now, let's have some fun. Let me show you 2 more videos.
Feeling like this year got away from you, here are 5 ways to finish strong. Number 1, pick 1 project, not 10. One thing you can actually finish before the year ends. Number 2, do something every single day, even if it's small. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. Number 3.
Okay, that's an AI video. Now, I don't know if it sounds like me or not. If you guys could tell it was AI, could you tell it was AI? But you creating AI clones is definitely, there's different types of ways you can create clones of yourself, right? And I've done a few of them. Animated ones that look photorealistic but are basic recreations of your image. This is a different type of AI clone where literally you are using content from that you've already created. In some instances, photos, and in some instances videos, and being able to create content from that. I don't know if you guys can tell me yes or no if you could tell. I can tell that it's not my voice. It sounds slightly different from me. But I'm like, you know what? I like the way I looked in that video. I want to be able to create new videos. So using that video to build out the clone, giving it text, having it speak out the text in a voice that sounds similar to mine, that's one example, number one. And you guys, like, you can tell me if you feel like it was a hit or if it's off. But here's another one. All right, so here's another one.
If you only create one digital product, let it be this one. Most people try to sell $7 ebooks or $997 courses. Both are hard. One is too cheap to convert into sustainable, steady profits. The other is too expensive to sell without an audience. But there's a sweet spot, the perfect $100 offer. Here's why it works. You only need...
So that's one version of it. There's actually a second version of it. Let me see if I can find that one. This one to me is hilarious.
If you only create one digital product, let it be this one. Most people try to sell $7.
Do you see the banner in the back? The mouth is moving. That was a glitch.
One is too cheap to convert into sustainable, steady profits. The other is too expensive to sell without an audience. But there's a sweet spot, the perfect $100 offer.
Too funny.
It works. You only need 10 sales.
Now, I'm going to use the glitch one because it's hilarious, just to kind of show people, what happens with AI. But the fact that I can basically say, I liked how I looked in that video, I want to create content from that video, and be able to create new content from old content without having to recreate it, right, or invest the money to go back into, I rent out this suite. It's pretty pricey. It's a nice suite. It's pretty big, but do I want to do that on a regular basis? Not necessarily, unless I'm doing an in-person event with you guys, right? But repurposing that content is pretty cool. I want to show you one more. Let's see if I can find it, and then go into some other recommendations that I want to share with you. Now, this is actually a photo. It's a photo that I took. I removed the background, and I did a little bit of visual cleanup of my face inside of Canva. And then because you can do photos outside of videos, and this is what it looks like.
Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to the 1K Weekend Warriors community. If you've been trying to build a digital product business and you just want something simple that actually works, you're in the right place. Here we focus on one thing, helping you create.
Now, I find it hilarious that it keeps going back to that one shot, because this is the actual photo. So you'll see it tends to go back at some point to that shot where the hand is on my cheek. But I also think it's pretty cool that it's able to move both the mouth and also move my hands. And it was a static photo. Now, I will be doing more trainings on AI clones. Now, today isn't necessarily an AI clone training, but I am going to talk about AI projects that I want you to think about when it comes to your business and your revenue goals moving forward. And then we will stop here. I said only 2, but I may have to do another one of these sessions, okay? But this is another example of something that you can consider. So let's move on over to we talked about the revenue roadmap. Let's now talk about here we go. Let me just make sure, because I keep stopping the recording, that it's on. Yeah. Ingrid says, how is Stan Store for delivering my digital products? I know you use Samcar. I had a Stan Store. I had a Stan Store when it was like $20, like 5 years ago. And I was like, just keep it, LaShonda. It's so cheap. And, it's raised its prices 3 times over. But I just couldn't justify it because I wasn't using it. It's fine. I mean, it's an all-in-one solution. You can sell digital products and book People can book appointments and all the things. I've been using Samcart for years because it's more robust. And also I use Kit because that's the base of my email list. So even when I'm selling on Samcart, new customers are added to my list on Kit. But StanStore is what it says. It's an all-in-one solution so that if you're looking for something, one budget platform that you don't necessarily have to use 3 or 4 or 5 different things, you can just use Stan and have that be the thing for you. Really, Stan was supposed to be like Linktree on steroids in the sense that, Linktree is mainly so that you have a link page, a hub with your links, right? So if I were to go over to real quick, if I can find old screenshots of my StanStore, I'll look for it. But so Linktree is just having a place where you can put your links, right? Stan came around to say, hey, I'm going to create a page like that, but guess what? In addition to being able to put links, you'll be able to directly have people book from here. People can buy your products from here. People can get a free thing and get on your email list from here. So they wanted to create something that looked simple like a Linktree, but had a lot more features and functionality. Now, even though I do have a Linktree account, I create pages like this all the time. And let me actually show you, because your question is actually right on time, because it goes into this AI profits conversation that we're having right now. Let me show you one of my pages, sistasense.com/solutions. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. My solutions. That's the new one. Yep. And you can see it says Canva, right? Canva. So this is Linktree. It's kind of like a combination of Linktree and StanStore, and I'll explain. I built this in Canva using AI. I said, AI, this is what I want. This is what it built. Okay? And I'm helping clients build these things, whether it be through my AI mastery one-on-one sessions or clients who are in my academy and they have private time to talk to me. Usually, depending upon what level of academy, my clients have anywhere between 1 to 2 hours a month to get on calls with me, and we work on projects. This is an example of that. So there's the 1K Weekend Warriors. That's my school. You click on it, takes you to the school. There's my easy ebook generator. I talked about offers that I'm selling right now, right? Click on it. Click on it. So StanStore, now, it doesn't look exactly like this, but they look similar to this in that you have a page where you can have your photo, you can have your social media links, and then you can have a list of products that you sell. I had another version of this that I built before. Let me see if I can find that real quick. So there are actually 2 different ways that you can build web pages inside of Canva. Number one is you can build them yourself and as a design and then make that design a website. So this is an example of a web page that I built in Canva, and this is actually a template. So like my clients say, you can see it says designed with Canva, right? So those of you who are in my annual program, if you're like, ooh, I like that template, give it to me. Sure, whatever. You get access to all my templates. So fine. And I have libraries that I give to clients. This is the pages library. So my pages have, pages that you can do for shops or for landing pages. In this case, this would be like a link hub, a list of links. This is you'll find what's the word am I looking for? StanStore has pages that look like this, where you can have basically, a photo, whether it be your photo or the photo of your product, and then a button, and then they can purchase. Now, why would I use these versus Stan? Well, I already have pages where I sell my stuff, whether it be I sell it through Kit or Samcart or whatever. So I created pages where all I need to do is just put the links in here. If you don't have anything, if you don't have an e-commerce or a list builder or whatever, and you prefer not to use Kit, which is what I use, then using something like StanStore is fine. I bring this example up because, number one, I like having templates because I can create like a ton of these for different projects and not have to pay for them. Because, obviously when you have a subscription, that one that you have, like that one Linktree page is what I have. That one StanStore is what I have, unless you have multiple subscriptions. Versus when you have templates, you can make as many of these versions as you want. So I built this template in Canva so people could do these for different projects, right? Now, on the flip side, outside of having a template like this that you can customize, using Canva AI, you can create pages, right? So this page I built with Canva AI, and I gave it instructions. I told it what I wanted it to look like. I told it these are images. I designed these. So Canva did not design these images. Let me not confuse you. But the page itself, it designed. I gave it my photo. I gave it the different images for my products. I told it here are the links. Here's what I want this to look like, and it made it for me. So that's something that you can think about as well when it comes to how do you use AI to generate revenue? How do you use AI strategically? These are a few of the different projects that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to give you a short list of projects just so that you can consider going from this year into the new year. What do you want to do, or how do you want to use the AI platform to support you? Now, you may or may not be, anyone here familiar with Canva AI? You can say yes or no. Some of you, yes, because you've worked with me in the platform at least a couple of times. And some of you may be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You may be familiar with AI like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, right? Those are AI platforms. I love this picture of my mini-me, so he's my screen. Jay says to me, are you obsessed with your child? I was like, it's my son. I'm going to use his picture. I'm here for a reason. I'm here because I'm going to Canva. All right. So let's go to my Canva homepage. I'm on my iPad, by the way. I do everything on my iPad. So, yeah. Now, this is the homepage of Canva. You go to Canva AI. And you can talk to your Canva AI, and you can do many things. You can use it to create designs, images, documents, code, video clips. Many times that I work with you guys, I show you how to use Canva code to create different things. This is, I was actually making some tweaks and edits to what I built and gave it all my links and things. This is this. So I went into Canva, I gave it a full set of instructions, and I had it build this page out for me. Now, here's the thing that I talk about when it comes to these things. It's human language, so you're going to talk to it like any human, tell it what you want, and it will build it. Yes, you can go in here and just use Canva AI, give it instructions, but you may not know how to prompt it, which is why I've been creating programs and or experiences like my AI Mastery. That's one-on-one with me. That's me and you for 60 minutes sitting down and doing something together where we're creating a page or a digital product, or you're using AI to help you get clear about mapping out your revenue goals. Or I said to you, one of my clients, for like 3 hours, I was on AI with like going through her bundles and creating her offer stack, right? There are different things that you can do, but just me showing you that literally I put instructions here and had it build it. Then once it was built, I go to, you could either use this or you can use the use and design. You can give it a website. You can purchase a domain, and you see it's live because literally it's live, right? And there you go. You can literally build web pages on Canva, and you can build them as You can build them using AI, and you don't necessarily have to write all the content. Okay, so let's go back to this final list of recommendations that I'm going to share with you for you to review. And of course, if you have any questions for me, feel free to lock in and share. So what platform do you use for your mailing list? Kit. I use Kit for my mailing list. I saw a bunch of no's and hearts. He's yours. my not so many me. My not so many me. Okay, let's go back to our document, right? So the last thing we're doing here for tonight is we're talking about AI profits. And thanks so much, Inger, for that great question, because it was a really good lead into products / plan. Lead into this conversation. Now, as you asked me about, what tools do I use for list building, I did give you guys an AI stack number 1, and then I gave you a business stack number 2. We were wrapping up that last one, so I need to fill this out. But Kit is what I use for list building, Canva for like everything, Samcart for e-commerce sales pages, Acuity for booking and scheduling calls with me, Google Workspace because Gmail, Sheets, Google Docs, Gemini, all of it. Start Meeting, that's what I'm using right now to do my webinar. I'm not a Zoom girl. I prefer Start Meeting. YouTube to put my videos, not just videos that I share with the public. I would say 60 to 70, if there are not, I know, if I'm being honest, probably about 80% of the videos that I have on YouTube are unlisted, and only people who see them are people who pay me to see them. So that's my short business tech stack versus my AI tech stack. And like I said, we talked about those in the previous session, but any other questions about that, feel free to check in and ask. Oh, my ice is melting. My ice is melting. Okay, I'm obsessed with ice. All right, so let's talk about it. I said to you, number 1, creating AI clones, right? Now, this is great for video content, for other things as well, but I'm just going to talk about video content today, long form and short form content, right? Creating AI clones, that is one thing that you can do, whether you're using it for marketing purposes or to create content that you sell, right? Or create content that you monetize. So let me explain the difference, right? Maybe you create a video with your AI clone, you share some tips, you put it on Instagram, or you say, hey, I'm doing a challenge this weekend, come join me. You're using it for marketing purposes, right? Maybe you create, many people talk about faceless channels, like a faceless YouTube channel or an Instagram channel. Every day you use one of your AIs to say, here's your motivational message for today, do something today that your future self will thank you for. That's your message for today, right? And then if you get enough traffic to your page, enough views, you can monetize it. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, they pay content creators who get thousands of views. So going into a space where you're creating video content and monetizing it through those content revenue share platforms, how do they make money? Well, why do they want your content? Because they put ads in between the content, because they want people to stay on their platform for hours and hours. They want you scrolling on that platform for hours and hours because they're feeding videos and ads to you as you're scrolling. And how do they pay the content creators? They give them a percentage of the revenue, the ad money. That's how they're getting paid, right? And the more that they create, the more they get paid. Some people, they'll create how-tos. They'll create funny skits or whatever. And, some people get $5, $10, $50, $20,000, and that's all they do. They are a full-time content creator, right? So using it for marketing, monetizing your content, or directly selling it, where you create stuff with your AI and you sell those things that you create, it's up to you, right? So AI clones, number one. The next thing that you saw, created I created a link hub page, right? So this is to list my current offers, free and paid. There are different types of pages that you can produce. Sorry, I have the hiccups. 1 second. Okay, there are different types of pages that you can produce. I'm going to give you a few examples. Why? Because I want you to have real visuals of what the hell you can do with this stuff. Like, why would I want to use AI in my business? How is this going to help me make money? You know what I mean? Sort of a thing. So a link hub page is another one, right? Where you're basically like, here's what I'm selling right now, or here's what I'm giving away for free right now. Go here to my list of links. A lot of people will put this on their Instagram or their TikTok because they call it the link in bio. You can only have one link in your bio, and you can send people to that particular page. Now, here's the thing about the link hub page, right? You can think about this as sales versus seasonal. So when I say that, I mean this particular hub right here, this is seasonal. I mean, right now, I am really focused on, in this holiday season, giving people a reduced rate of the membership program, 72% off my ebook generator, 50% off my Tiny Tool Build Kit. So creating something like this where you're like, here are all the things that I'm offering this season, could be a holiday related thing or not, or here are my sales promotions for this month, and creating a list of links around that is something that you can do, okay? Now, let me show you another page. Actually, I think I can go to it from, let me just do it this way. Okay, so I was trying to do it this way, and that's not going to work. Because I can't, like, I don't know what it is, if it's brain fog or something, but I can't remember my links the way I used to. Now, this is another page that I created inside of Canva, okay? It's a sales page. And here's the thing about, there are many cool things about creating sales pages with Canva, or any AI, if I'm being honest. Well, I shouldn't say any AI, because not all AI platform, you can't create a sales page with ChatGPT. Like, it maybe can map it out, give you the copy and the code, but it can't physically build and host that page. Some platforms can, because they're designed for that. The code for me section of Canva is designed to actually allow you to house and host your AI creations on Canva's website, right? So not only will it build it, but it will live there. What's great about this is that you can create things relatively quickly, and it can even write copy for you, right? So I gave it the design, but I don't remember if I gave it every single word. I definitely gave it my images so that it knew what I wanted here. And like this, these are images that I have that I created, and I told it the structure of what I wanted. Like I said, you can go into Canva AI and say, here, I want to build this, but you will trial and error if it's not something you're familiar with, versus you skipping the learning curve and either using the tools I've created to help you build these pages, or working with me one-on-one so that I can, sit down with you. We get on a coaching session and we map out what it is that you want, because I've spent thousands of dollars and hours between last year and this year really beefing up my AI skills. Like, 3 years ago, me doing Canva and AI, like text and images and Midjourney, was like the depth of it. Now it's like so much deeper. It's crazy. But creating a page, I still build websites for clients, right? So I showed you guys last time one of my clients, Erica. I'm literally building her a website right now. One of my clients, I helped him with his children's book, so building out a landing page for his children's book. I am very much building websites for clients in the traditional way. WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, those platforms, they're not going anywhere. However, AI has enhanced the experience where, outside of working with someone like myself who is an experienced web designer, you can create pages for yourself, and or you have the ability to quickly create micro projects, because sometimes you want something and you don't want to have to spend the time or the money asking somebody else to build it for you. So getting better at learning how to create these things for yourself can help. This page in particular, I put a video, so if you click the button, it'll take you to watch the video on YouTube. Then if you click the purchase button, you can see the pricing chart. You click the purchase button, it'll take you over to Samcart, because you see a lot of stuff that I sell is either on Kit or Samcart. And you can see, oh, I can just get the generator for $27, or I can get the build kit for $97, and I can pay credit card, Affirm, Klarna, all the things. So it's a really detailed page. There's a FAQ section. There's a Meet LaShonda section. Tells you a little bit about who I am. And yeah, it's a simple, but it is a useful sales page. So if I come back here, that's something else that you want to create. Simple sales pages. And here are some of the things that you want to think about when it comes to a simple sales page. Being able to have a hook headline, being able to have a, who's this for, being able to share benefits, CTA, and FAQs. Now, there are other things that you can put in here, but I did a whole 12-week accelerator on sales funnels, right? But just talking about sales pages, having AI help you put together a page where you've got a scroll-stopping hook headline, where you talk about who the offer is for, the benefits, what it includes, call to action, an FAQ, frequently asked questions. These are just a few fundamental things that you may want to consider putting into your sales page. Okay, so I'm going to go over 2 more things that you may want to consider as far as AI profit projects that you would maybe want to do based on things that I've been helping clients work on. And there are tons, but I'm just working on what I call profit-ready projects. These are things that can actually make you money, right? These are things that people are doing and using to make money, right? Creating sales pages that showcase your offers, creating video content either of yourself or of characters that you've created to either become a content creator full-time, to market, to monetize. These are things people are doing to make money. I'm not trying to give you 1,001 ways to use AI, because who got time for that, right? I'm just focusing on the fundamentals. Let me see. I do see something in the chat. We need to talk. I feel working with 2020 platforms, I'm sending you an email. I'm still working with 2020 platforms, I'm sending you an email. Oh, okay, no problem. Hell, I'm working with 2020 platforms too. I mean, some of my favorite foundational platforms are old school, right? My old school Google Workspace, Kit, Samcart. These platforms have been around for a couple of years. I'm like a founding Samcart member. I've been using it since it was created, like seriously. But I got you. if you want to either figure out new ways to use the old school but still very much important platforms, or you want to integrate these new platforms into what you're doing, definitely email me, check in. Like I said, you'll find actually two big things. And let me just say this so that those of you who will probably be watching the replays, either if you do want to email me, you can just email either sistasense, SISTASENSE @gmail.com. So sistasense@gmail.com or LaShonda@sistasense.com. Either way, whether you use my branded one or my Gmail one, it's going to come to me, number one. Number two, when you go over to sistasense.com/solutions, I keep saying solutions, and that's the wrong one. Sistasense. What is on this page? Simple Solutions newsletter. Oh, my newsletter. Tee-hee. If you go to sistasense.com, my solutions. You know when you have too much stuff, you don't know. Like, what link is that? I'd be making up stuff. Oh, really? I had a link there already? If you go to sistasense.com/my solutions, you will see the resources that I have right now, like the community, if you're not already in the community. But specifically two things. If you just want to book a 30 or 60-minute call, feel free to go here. We're long overdue for a call, so just email me so we'll schedule something. But those of you who are who I don't know like that, you can book a 30 or 60-minute call, or the AI Mastery. These are, now I am doing trainings just like this one, right? So I'm going to be doing pretty much every month AI-specific trainings. The next one is this weekend. I'm doing a 2-day build-a-thon, so we can use AI to build some products and some pages. So those are coming up Saturday and Sunday, the 6th through the 7th, right? But outside of that, the VIP is just working with me privately, getting either 2 or 4 one-on-one sessions so we can work on your AI projects together, right? And when it comes to working on these projects together, building digital products, creating a clone, creating a course, creating ebooks, creating GPTs. Maybe you want to create a custom GPT. Outside of being a part of the courses that I do, me just working one-on-one with you, right? You can learn about that here. And then the biggest thing, if you scroll all the way down, is my academy, because there is a difference. If you go here, you can learn about my academy, which is the 1-year program. AI Mastery, just working with me in 2 sessions or 4 sessions on your AI projects, we can do that together. Versus being a part of my 1-year program, and if you have questions about that, ask or click the send me a voicemail button and send me a voice message, right? This is 1 whole year. We already started. The program already started for ladies who enrolled. I was about to say last month, but actually think in October, because I've been doing early enrollment, reduced rate early enrollment for the first few people who signed up to the program. And you can see some of the lovely ladies in my circle. But like I said, this would give you the opportunity of being a part of my virtual, being a part of the in-person, but having hours of me doing stuff with you and for you. And that's the thing. Outside of working with me in the community, doing virtual sessions like this as a group, working with me privately. That's the piece that you may want. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to check your email, and then we can schedule something, because we are long overdue for a session. Put something on the calendar in the next couple of days, depending on your schedule. But for the rest of everybody else who is not the person who I'm specifically talking to right now, if you did want to learn about either the 1-year academy or working with me as part of the AI one-on-one mastery, go to sistasense.com/my solutions. Okay, that is where you would need to go. Let's see. So, link hub pages, simple sales pages. There are other pages, but I'm just going to give you a short list for today. Okay, and I'll talk about 2 different types of digital products projects that you may want to consider working on, okay? So let's just do two because there are a lot of them. But digital product project, interactive ebooks, interactive ebooks, right? And then digital product project number 2, custom app bundles. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these two in particular, and then I'll stop here because I've gone way longer than I wanted to go today. But again, I may, if you guys want me to do another one of these finish strong, start stronger sessions, I may do another one just to kind of catch all any final recommendations that I want to share. But let's talk about these two. I showed you actually the first one when I showed you the 10-minute ebook, right? So traditionally, you would either, this is how to create an interactive ebook in 10 minutes using AI. Traditionally, you would write your book from scratch, put it in a Google Doc or even a Canva template. Or nowadays, you can use AI, ChatGPT, hey, help me write my chapters, right? We've done all of those things. But guess what? Now you don't even have to go then take the content, put it in a document, customize it, make a graphic, all the things. You can say, hey, AI, here's my topic. I want 5 chapters. I want 10 chapters. This is the topic. This is the things I want to talk about. Make it happen. And that's what I did. I used my easy ebook generator, and I even created a video and showed you guys how to do that. I might do an ebook generator project this weekend. I'm still kind of on the fence because I have so many projects, but I definitely want to. It's been a few months since we've done ebooks. I wanted to focus on sales pages this weekend, but I might, I'll surprise you. I like surprises, so I'll surprise you. But anyway, one thing that you can consider doing is a book, because I always tell clients that books build businesses. Creating some sort of a book that is an entry point offer so that you can educate people. What's great about interactive ebooks is that you can put a quiz in here. You can put checklists in here if you want to give them little things that they can download. I showed you all my client Afi and her premium offer, right? And we're working on just finalizing some of these pieces in here. Now, she has physical versions of her digital journals. So being able to say, here's the physical version, click here, or I'm sorry, here's the digital version, click here, order the physical one, is something that you can do, right? Same thing like Lou, now, again, my old lady brain. Okay, yay, I remembered. Okay, so I'm working with Lou Vernell on his books, and I helped him. I used AI, by the way, to create these books for him. We have the digital version, so you can download the ebook versions of his books, and I'm not even going to talk about AI books as far as graphics are concerned today, but that's a whole other story. I did 2 children's books for him, Jalen and The Mighty Malik. But if you go to order books, okay, it's going to take you over to lulu.com, and this is where we have the physical versions. Now, let me see. I don't want to go too crazy. I'm going to just come back here real quick because I want to show you the coloring books. But we have hardcover physical copies of his books on Lulu, hard and soft cover physical copies of his book on Lulu, and then we have digital ebook downloadable versions of his book on Kit, and then people can subscribe. And then it's just been such a pleasure working with him. I also said to him, I created so many cute characters for this book, Malik the Mighty. I was like, we need to just make a coloring book. So I'll show you the coloring book that I made for him as well, if I can find that real quick. home. Here we go, the Mighty Malik coloring book. So I just really enjoy working with clients and creating illustrations for them for their book projects. So I took some of the illustrations and created characters because Malik has like about 5 or 6 friends, and then just a cute little children's coloring book, and these are all generated with AI. But then the characters like Olivia, I just wanted to create a set of coloring pages for him. So this is a 16-page PDF. It's a freebie, so people can opt into his email list and get this free. It's supposed to market the bigger books, right? Get this for free as a lead magnet generator. And then just to kind of show you what the characters look like in color, let's go over to, so I don't know when I sleep because I just been working on so many projects, y'all. I'm so tired. But so this is Malik, and I'll show you some of his little friends. This is the colored version of the main book. He likes superheroes, and then all of his little friends here in the background. I wanted to create like a coloring book. This is Olivia here, a coloring book version of these characters. And the books that I created for him are 40 pages. So both of those books are 40 pages. So we did soft cover and hardcover, and then worked on the coloring books as well. So yeah, these are all the characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that I made for him. Okay, back to what we were doing. So I mentioned those because, like I said, you can use AI to, let's go back here. Where was I? I was somewhere around here. I was like, I'm trying to find the page I was on. To create ebooks. It was the 10-minute one. To create ebooks. And then inside of this very book, I can give people the opportunity to, do a quiz, to have a checklist. I can say, here's a physical version. I can do like maybe a small version, and then here's like a full 200-page physical version that you can order on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, etc. Right? So that's one example. And the other one is a bundle. So I created a bundle at the last Build-A-thon that I did last month, right? And I'm going to show you what that bundle looks like. So let's get those pages on the screen real quick. All right, y'all are troopers, definitely hanging out with me a little bit longer tonight than I anticipated, but here are the last ones that I wanted to share with you. So we're doing a Build-A-thon this coming weekend, right? I did one, I want to say 2 months ago, because I don't know if I did it last month or month before, but either way, I, in that weekend, gave you all several prompts to create projects, different digital products using Canva, AI. We did challenges and we did checklists, just to name a few. So here is a 5-day digital product challenge, right? So it says, let's get started. What's your name? LaShonda. And again, this was built in Canva. Now, I set this up to where at first it was just 5 days, and then I kept tweaking it. Because you can refine what you created. So I was like, I want people to be able to do 3 days or 7 days. I was just going crazy with this thing. So what are you selling? I am selling my Tiny Tools Build Kit, and I want to do a 7-day challenge. And what's the goal? Let's say the goal is $1,000. The build kit, how much is the build kit? It's $100. So You put that information in there and you start the challenge. Okay. So then I have my cache in here, by the way. So this is actually cached, some of this content. I don't feel like clearing the cache from the last time that I did this, but let's just kind of go through it. So number one, there's a power hour where you can put in a little timer and actually set how long you want. So like 60 minutes, you put on your timer, you work for that power hour, 60 minutes, 30 minutes, etc. I just kept adding stuff to this thing. It was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? But then each day, like this is 7 days, each day has information, right? So let's say you start day one. So day one is like, okay, this is day one. Pick one strategy. One strategy you can do to sell your offer is you can do direct outreach. So send out personal DMs. Another strategy is you can do an email announcement. Send a launch email to your list introducing your offer. Another thing that you can do is you could do a social media launch post. So I created something where I'm challenging people for 3, 5, or 7 days to proactively sell their offer, and I'm giving them recommendations on how to sell the offer. And then once they complete it, they can mark it as complete, and then, yay, confetti, and then go on to the next thing. It's pretty detailed as you go through it. It wasn't as detailed in the initial version of it, but I kept building it and tweaking it and making it bigger. So the first thing I said to you was, let me just show you like a base digital product that you can create using something like Canva AI. And I've created tools to help you instruct Canva on how to build, right? So I have the easy ebook generator. I have my tiny tool app builder. These things will help you create instructions to say, hey, build me a planner, build me a calculator, build me a challenge. Now, you could just go in there and say that and give it instructions. However, if you want them to look and feel the way I put them together, where you can tell it everything that you want it to have and then have it build it the way you want, that's why I put together resources and tools to help you with your builds, right? So having books, because they're foundational, people love information that they can consume in written format. That's why I like talking about those first, right? But the next is a bundle, right? So that weekend, I built out this challenge, number one. That weekend, I also worked on another challenge, which is 5-day digital product challenge, where this is you. This one is about selling it. This one is about creating it. How you plan, produce, publish, and sell a challenge in 5 days. Day one, plan the product. Day two, create the product. Day three, design the product. Day four, set it up for sales. Day five, launch it. So real time that weekend, I was building out these offers, right? And the thing about these little digital AI projects, number one, once you create the first version, you can keep talking to the AI to refine it, tweak it, make it better. There are nuances to this. It's not just simply wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It doesn't necessarily always understand what you're saying. It doesn't always come out perfect. One of my biggest builds, I did 161 versions of it over the course of a week. So like every day for a couple of hours a day, I kept tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it until I got what I wanted. That was my Tiny Tools app builder, which is a directory of different types of ideas of things that you can build. Okay, this took me a week to build, and like I said, I've put a lot of time, effort, and energy in learning how to prompt, create instructions to give to the AI to give me what I want. And when it screwed up and I had to start all over again, I knew how to rebuild. Okay, so yes, you can do it yourself in trial and error. However, it does help having somebody who has experience like myself to help you do that. Whether you work with me in group virtual sessions like the Build-a-thon coming up next, or in person, come out to North Carolina. My next 3-day in person is in January, MLK weekend, or my AI Mastery one-on-one sessions, 60 minutes sessions working with me privately. So we could either work on one project or multiple projects over the course of 2 to 4 sessions. Now, you can buy more than 2 or 4 sessions. Those are just independent of working with me in the community, getting AI support directly, right? So my bundle has the sales challenge, has the create a digital products challenge, has a launch checklist. Okay, after you create the product, what the hell do you do with it, right? You got to launch it. Okay, so you could launch, validate your offer, build a landing page, set up a payment plan. Here's the thing. Can you put this into a PDF? Yes. Is it awesome to have it on a page where people can go through and track and click? I think so. you know, and then I can just say to the AI, this is what I want it to include, and it puts it in there, and it makes it little tracker so you can see as they're checking it, things are being completed. I just think it's awesome. And these, in this little mini bundle here, many of these are in the first iterations, like they're like version 1, 2, or 3. These are not like deep dive versions of me like spending a couple of days or a week building. These are just like the initial second version, third version of the builds because I was doing it real time during the 2-day training. Okay. Here's another one, Smooth Launch Planner, right? So I'm like, okay, if you're going to launch, here are 5 things to consider. If you want to work on launching strategically over 30 days, let's do it, right? So day 1, focus for today. Define your product, vision, and target audience. Let's go to day 15. Day 15, set up your payment processor, right? And it just breaks down something that you can do every single day. Create your FAQ and support resources. Now, this is, like I said, one of those builds where this was like maybe I would say between the first and third version. Now, I like this, but I would definitely, similar to this one, right? This one, at some point, I went in and I was like, listen, I want more details. I want more. So I would probably come back to this one and say, look, I like that it says, create an FAQ or prepare your launch. Let's turn this into more information here. Make it a little bit more detailed. Then they can also put notes in here. And as they go through, track the ones that they did, and you see that the tracker at the bottom is, as I'm clicking, the tracker is going. Now, I'm not going to click all of them, but you can see how the calendar works. And I like the design of this one, but I thought about logistically, if I want to build a bundle, how am I going to help people with their digital product? Well, I'm going to help them with coming up with the idea of the digital product, how they're going to actually prep, plan, and produce it. Once they produced it, how they're going to strategically launch it, whether it be the 5 steps to launching or a 30-day launch planner, a checklist, a planner. I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to challenge them to create the product. I'm going to challenge them to sell the product, right? I could have a book in here. Here are 5 types of digital products you can produce this weekend. Like, thinking about what kind of bundle you want to create and then creating resources that to support them. This is a quick quiz. What should you sell first? How much time can you dedicate? What's your strongest skill set? This is a quiz. Could be in the bundle, could be before the bundle as a lead magnet. This is all part of the experience. And one thing you'll notice is that all of these are very similar. They all have this kind of blue-purple hue, and that's because I was working on brand consistency too, right? Now, I will say this. This is one type of offer. I have about 3 tools that I created that all have this design, where literally they're different, but they, in some way, shape, or form, look like this one, right? Let me show you. Let me do a quick pause, show you these, and then I'll. So, I have to log in. Duh. Let me do a quick login real quick. Okay. wanted to show you the initial build page, but I've slightly simplified the design of this page, so I can't show you that one. But let me go over to, let's go over to books. Okay, so my books are loading here, right? This is my Digital Business Builder Toolkit. This is one of the first very complex builds that I did. This is not on Canva, and it took me 3 months to get this MVP version of this launched. There are a lot of things in here, right? You can see I've got some ebooks in here. I'm adding more content to this. People can create member accounts there's tons of different sections in here: classes, ebooks, podcasts, audios. There's a lot of stuff in here. But you see how it looks at the very top and the background hue. Okay, let's look at this one. Tiny Tools Builder, same thing. Same color scheme, same background. Let's look at this one. My Easy Ebook Generator, same thing. Now, this one actually does have the color tabs. I just reduced them initially for simplicity. But this one also, in certain screens, you'll see all of these colorful tabs. And I wanted to consistently keep the content the same. So not only do I build these tools and teach clients how to build these tools, one of the things that I've been working on is brand consistency. So you can have multiple tools, put it in a bundle, and they have similar look and feels, so it doesn't seem off, right? The theme is the same. And in the case of the last bundle I showed you, the theme was digital products, right? So creating a challenge or several challenges, checklists, planners that all are around digital products. And this one, my Easy Ebook Generator, is connected to my Tiny Tools, is connected to my Builder Kit, and they're all in the same umbrella. So I wanted the look and feel to be consistent. So hopefully that is helpful to you, because my goal with this last part of today's training is to show you what's possible when it comes to profit-ready projects. So we talked about AI clones, we talked about 2 types of pages, and we talked about 2 types of digital products, whether it be starting off with an entry point offer like an interactive ebook, or building out a bundle, a low-ticket bundle, or even a premium bundle with a collection of apps and tools that you've put together. Now, keep in mind, your bundle doesn't have to just exclusively have these kind of apps and tools that I'm sharing. It can be a combination of traditional digital products and what I'm calling new school, these new interactive digital products that you create with AI, and then building out a bundle that it works for you and for your customers too. Okay, so any questions, comments, ahas, feel free to drop that into the chat because that's a wrap. This is definitely longer than part 1, but hopefully helpful to you as far as thinking about what you can do strategically. My goal is that right now you're focused on the next 100 days, what you're doing to finish this year strong, start next year even stronger, and being able to pull out strategically a short list of things that you already knew you wanted to do, plus learning a few new things too that can also support you. I'm not here to kind of add extra stuff onto your plate. I really only want you to pull out the things that feel like they complement your current assignment. What do people say when you're aligned with the assignment or something like that? Things that just are in line with what it is that you're trying to do right now. Okay, so again, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me as part of this session today. Whether you are listening live or on the replay side, you can email me, citizensense@gmail.com, or LaShonda@citizensense.com. When you're on the citizensense.com website, click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. I did, at the very beginning of this training, give you guys a short list of some of the resources, whether it be joining me in the community, my Citizen Sense Solutions, or the AI Mastery. those are just a short list of solutions that you may want to lean into. And of course, those of you who are in the community, I'll make sure that the replays are there along with this PDF so that you can have this for your notes, print them out, and have it for your reference. All right, y'all, I'll probably do a part 3. Woe is me. But that will be the last of the last. And it probably won't be as long as this one. But like I said, the 2-day AI Profits Build-a-thon is coming up next this weekend. And other than that, the next in-person event, MLK Weekend, I believe it's the 16th to the 18th in January with me and some of my favorite business besties. All right, y'all, this has been another good one. Till next time, take care. Mwah. Bye.